means. It means we have to check in with Michele, 1L Cummins. It's time for the Cummins Real Estate Group show. My name is Curtis Pope. How are you doing this morning, Michele?
I'm doing excellent, Curtis. Thank you. How are you doing? Happy Father's Day.
Well, yeah, I guess it is the Father's Day weekend, isn't it?
Father's Day weekend. And so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there listening in. And happy first day of summer.
Right. It is the first day of summer. It's been a weird kind of January.
Oh, that's funny. I haven't heard that one yet. January.
Yeah, it was a weird month. And we had this a couple years ago, too, I remember, where June was kind of not really all that warm. And then July and August just hammered us, as I recall.
I think that's what we're going to have this year. I mean, with all the rain now, it's supposed to be like lots of days straight, just sunshine and warmth. And yesterday was the first day I put my AC on, so I know summer's here.
Well, I figured you were out dipping in the pool, that Olympic-sized pool you have in the backyard.
Oh, my goodness. That's been really, really weird, too, because the ebb and flow of the river and the water levels this year, it's been up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down. It's crazy. Usually at this time it's leveled off and I don't have to worry about floods anymore, but it's still a little bit of floody out there.
A little bit of floody.
Yeah.
I don't know if floody is a word, but I'm going to go with it anyway.
That frog is still talking. Last night I was out watching the stars on my deck, and that frog that just has that horrible sound. Oh my goodness! But I love frogs. They're
just
adorable.
That one sounds a little different.
Yeah, it does. I don't remember hearing them last year. Oh, but yeah, it's great. I want to wish my dad a happy Father's Day, Wayne Hartunian, for showing me strength and a hardworking mentality and joy in the journey. I love you, Dad. And happy Father's Day to Curtis's dad.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dad. Or no, happy Father's Day. My dad's birthday was actually just a couple weeks ago, so that was one of the first times I got to actually kind of hang out with my dad a little bit at a social distance.
Oh, I can't wait to meet him. He's 83. Is that it?
He's 80. Well, yeah, he doesn't know. You see, my dad's one of these guys who doesn't care how old he is. So you go to him and go, how old are you? He goes, I don't know. I was born in 1937. You do the math.
Yeah, age is just a number, right?
It is. He's, and it's, he's still going strong.
Oh, that is so awesome. Well, okay, so I wanted to talk. Property tax bills are in the mail right now. So I wanted to let everyone know that it's coming up July 2nd when they're due. And some people might not know, but please read your tax bill because there's 3 different grants that you may qualify for. And we all would like to save a little bit of money. And later in the segment, we're actually going to talk about tips on how to find hidden money. So that's going to be really fun. We're going to talk about. And then, of course, the second segment, we're going to do our week-by-week market report, which is very exciting, and a couple other gems for you. But property tax bills. So the first grant, of course, is your primary residency grant. So you got to claim that. So you can do it online. It's really, really easy. And, you can pay your property taxes online too. But you can go into the bank and do it in the bank or just go into the city. Sometimes the bank has made mistakes and they haven't paid the right account, and then you get a bill saying that late payment. Anyways, it's a hassle. I've done that before. So I just go straight into the city and I just pay my taxes that way or online. But the second grant that you could qualify for is if you're over 65 years of age. So definitely check that one out. And then the third one is persons with disabilities, or if you're living with a spouse or relative with disabilities who may qualify. And also recipients of provincial disability assistance, hardship assistance, or a supplement under Employment and Assistance for Persons with Disabilities Act, or a surviving spouse of a veteran who received a war veteran's allowance. So a lot of people don't know that. So there's those 3 potential grants, but there's different things that you could qualify. And if you are having a really hard time and can't seem to be able to afford your annual property taxes that you owe, then there is a tax deferment program if you're 55 years of age or older at any time in the given year that you want to ask for the deferral, or if you have a disability, or a surviving spouse of one. So check out the government website on this to see if you qualify. But I believe it's up to 6 years you can defer your property taxes if you qualify each year. And you do have to apply for that each year. And there is an interest on the deferment, but it's quite low. It's only 1.2% to 3.2%. So sometimes that can really come in handy if you're having a hard year or a hard few years. It's definitely worth looking into that if you qualify there as well.
Do you anticipate there being anything for people next year, being that we've had, all this unemployment and things like that, or people with furloughs and whatnot?
Well, I know some have delayed their penalties if you pay late for this year, but I don't know if there's going to be anything for next year. If depending on how everything goes, I think we're probably going to be in the clear by next year.
Well, I'm just thinking about the damage that's been done this year as we move in towards next year. But I know that kind of follows half and half of the year, so maybe things will clear up by then. We can hope.
That's true, exactly. Yes, let's hope. But they are implementing a lot of helps and a lot of grants and a lot of different ways of surviving through this. So hopefully there's something there. And hopefully some of the tips I'm going to mention about finding hidden money is going to help out as well. So listen up. Okay, so you may have an uncashed check waiting for you. I mean, it could be a GST return you don't know about, or a refund you forgot to cash or that you lost. Oh my goodness. Okay, when I first was in the real estate business, I remember a realtor finding a check, a commission check in one of his old calendar books from a year and a half prior. And he's all, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this check. He had never cashed it. Anyways, there is a lot of lost money out there. So you can go to the governmentofcanada.ca and under services, and then under uncashed checks, you just punch in, you log in to My CRA, and you can check under the uncashed checks category to see if there's anything there that you've lost or never got, right? So that's some money there maybe for you. And also, if you have a bank account that's been dormant for like 10 years, you maybe a small savings account you forgot about, or, you're a teenager, you get a new account, you move on, you do things, and you forget, about this money. Well, all the banks move your money to the Bank of Canada, and they have it there waiting for you. So, again, if it's been dorsal for about 10 years, automatically they'll forward it, and you just go on to the Bank of Canada unclaimed balances. You can just Google that, and it will come up, and you punch in your name in there, and it'll say if you have any money in the Bank of Canada waiting for you. You can punch in your kids' names and check for them. You can put in your parents' name or your friends, your neighbors. I mean, can you imagine if you punched in somebody's name and you just let your dad or your sister know, or somebody, that, hey, did you know you've got, $5,000 waiting for you in the Bank of Canada? I mean, nowadays, wouldn't it be wonderful if you're like, oh my gosh, you just found money for me. It would be a great gift. And all you got to do is just Google that, Bank of Canada unclaimed balances, and it'll come up, the website to punch in your name and check that out. My sister-in-law, you'll never believe this, Curtis, she lost $10,000 that she still can't find today. Wow. Yes, it's been, I think, 2 months now. Actually, I think what it was they pulled it out when all COVID-19 happened. They got a little concerned, and I think they pulled it out of their account, and now it's lost. She can't remember where she put it. Oh,
wow.
Yes, and that's like not online. That is cash loss. I mean, hopefully they're going to find it. They've been scouring and they just can't remember. So I hope she finds that. But the third thing I wanted to mention is gift cards. So you know how you got all these gift cards just hidden in drawers and under your seat in the car and in, your glove compartment, bottom of your black hole purse like I have, and there's some that you don't want to use or you don't need. Let's say you have a retail store for clothes, and you're like, I don't need clothes, I need food, right? You can actually go onto a website and exchange your gift card for money. The website is called cardswap.ca. so you can sell it. I mean, you may take a little hit on the value of it by doing this, but at least then you can get some cash and use it for what you really need. So that's some hidden money there. So hopefully that helps everyone find some hidden money in their lives and their families and friends' lives.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we're coming to the end of our first segment here, Michele. So if people want to get information about real estate and the services you provide as a realtor, what can they do?
Michele with 1L, Cummins, no G.ca.
All right, we're back with segment number 2 right after this. And we are back with segment number 2 of the Cummins Real Estate Group show, starring the one, the only Michele 1L Cummins and me, Curtis Pope. All right, so here we are. We're into segment number 2, Michele, and what are we talking about today before we get to our stats, or are we getting right into our stats?
Well, actually, I want to say a lot of those tips for finding hidden money from the first segment is actually taken from a guest that was on our Remax Hustle podcast for Western Canada, and I was so blown away with all the great tips that she had. I wanted to share them with our listeners. So I wanted to make sure everyone knows that a lot of that information came straight from that podcast that I was listening to. But yeah, I wanted to also talk that, we are in the highest, before we get into our week-to-week update, Curtis, we're in the second highest year for prices that we've ever been in history in real estate. So if there is time to talk really quick, I wanted to mention that if you have dud investments like C and D class properties, you know what? Sell them right now while the time is really, really good. It has been crazy. The market is hot. June has been crazy, literally hot, and figuratively in the real estate market. And so sell those duds and move your money into your Class A and Class B investments that you have. I mean, pay down your debt on the A and B class properties. And if you don't have any, sell the C and D class and buy yourself some good hard asset properties that will bring a good return or improve one of your other properties. But don't hold on. This is the perfect time to sell those dud investments, as I put it. So do that. And then, okay, let's go into the week by week. And it's pretty exciting because every place is actually up for listings, except for Abbotsford, and which is slightly down. And every place is actually up for sold, except for Chilliwack. So quickly, Surrey, all areas are up with 384 new listings, and last week, they had 329. Sold 107 this last week, and the week before, 68. Langley, 139 new listings. That's 10 more than last week. 60 sold, which they had 44 last week, the week before, Abbotsford. Okay, so 90 new listings in Abbotsford, where the week before they had 112. Sold 50, though, and the week before, 33. So that's a lot more sold. Mission, this week, 31 listings, and the week before was 25. Sold 15, and the week before was 4. Maple Ridge, new listings, 67. Almost on track, just one more than they had the week before. Sold 34, where the week before was 31. And then Chilliwack, new listings, 94. Sold 31. So that's 10 more listings, but solds are down a little bit. They had 42 the week before. But I remember doing the last week's week-to-week, and it didn't look as strong as we actually in the real estate industry was seeing and feeling. But I knew it would show clearly this week, and it definitely does. So, and going back to the investments, I just want to say, with all that's happening with the mortgage approval, with the mortgage rates, with the things happening, we know now that if you're an investor, you got to put at least 20% down anyways. But the interest rates are really, really low, and it's still a great time not only to sell because prices are so high, but also to purchase and to put your money into a good investment. I just, and if you're not approved right now, some banks automatically won't reapprove you if interest rates go down. Between you removing your subjects on purchasing the property and completion day, you got to actually approach your bank about 10 days before you complete and say, hey, if there's new interest rates, lower interest rates, reapproved me for them. So be a savvy buyer, and actually approach your bank 10 days before you complete on a property to make sure they are actually giving you the lowest interest rate, because they won't automatically do that. If you have a good mortgage broker, a lot of times they will do that for you, but a lot of times they won't. So you just got to be savvy and ask for it about 10 days or so before completion. So this weekend, it's Father's Day weekend. It's the first weekend in summer. So I decided not to do any open houses, not to host any open houses. A lot of people, you're going to be out, go camping, be with your dads, be with your husbands, and enjoy the summer. So I'm not going to have any, but I wanted to talk about also how we're all feeling, which is vacationing. I mean, we all feel like vacationing. It's that time of year we want to get out, and so I have a fun little video about tips on vacationing. It's a YouTube video, and it's on my website. And I mentioned in that video vacation in the residence before purchasing, so you get to know not only how it would feel to vacation there, but you get to know the area and everything else, and see if it's a true fit for you. So I have this unique listing that's about 3 hours from the valley only, Dominic Lake Resort. It's almost 10 acres, and really only 5 acres is being used, with a couple small cabins, a cool old lodge that has like a wraparound deck. It's got views of the lake, 660 square foot of lake front. The original owner used the lodge upstairs to live in, and then he ran the lodge as just like a grab a pop and chips and candy, bit of food, bait for the fishing, and all that. They allow ice fishing now on that lake in the winter too. So the lake itself, it's 90 acres, almost 100 feet deep, and stocked with rainbow trout, which means great fishing all year round. Boats are limited, though, to under 10 horsepower, so you're insured peaceful days on the lake. You don't have any loud boats, and it's just full of adventure. There's trails all over the place, perfect for dirt bikes, mountain bikes, quads, or hiking. You just enjoy long summers and enjoy the use of the property. It is a great opportunity to go in with friends or family, and because it's a business that owns the land, you save on property transfer tax. There's no property transfer tax if you buy the business, and that's savings of $16,000. Not only that, but then you've got write-offs, and you get to enjoy it personally, and yet it's a business, and there's so much room for beautiful growth in this property and building more equity out of it. And there's space to actually build your own private cottage or a getaway log cabin or something on the lake, because, again, only 5 acres is actually being used for the 26 RV sites that there are and that there is. So there's lots of there's docks and there's boat launches, and it's gated. It's just a great property. Views, private views. It's all green space. It's actually all crown land that's surrounding. It's facing south. Oh, just gorgeous. So anyways, it's a quick drive up there to check it out. It's only $885,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's available. Again, just perfect to go in with friends or family and have it a family place. But I have a new listing coming on the market on Monday, and I wanted to mention it. It's in a cul-de-sac in Mission, and it is so unique. It's over 15,000 square feet. That's over a quarter acre, and it backs into private green space. And there's a babbling brook in the back. It's so pretty. It sounds are so. I walked down there, and oh my goodness, I don't know if you could. It's just gorgeous. But there's 3. It's so unique because there's 3 living spaces in the house, and it's all private. So all private entrances, all private decks, and all 3 different levels. All washer and dryers. They all come with dishwashers even, and bonus, huge TVs and wall mounts for every one. And it's totally renovated, so it's like buying brand new, and it's in a cul-de-sac, so it's fantastic. One-of-a-kind home, literally. I don't have the price on it now. I will on Monday. And so I'm going to actually have a live open house of it this Thursday at 2 o'clock on my business Facebook page. So you just search Michele Cummins, Remax Little Oak Realty. I'm at Fraser Valley Realty. That's my handle, I guess you call it, on Facebook. But I'm also I had on Friday done a drone video and cinematography video of it, which comes out on Monday as well. And I did a Matterport, like a 3D of it, so buyers can walk through the property, the house, before even stepping foot on it. But yes, so keep an eye out on that. I'm going to have a realtors and open house for the public for up to a certain amount of people again. But I'm going to have a light lunch and drink this Thursday between right before my live stream. I'm going to have it. So at 12 o'clock, 12:30 to 1:30. That's what I'm going to do for that property. So you can come out and enjoy it then, or just have a look at it online, though, on Monday. You can see it on my website at that time. And I wanted to say, I mean, this coming week is it's the last full week of June already, and you blink and it's gone, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Like crazy. I can't believe it's the last full week. So enjoy it and make it great, everyone. And I do have a quote. The quote of the week, of course: passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on the power within you. That's my quote of the week, and it's Oprah Winfrey.
Ah, it's Oprah.
It's the O.
And you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
Oh, I would love to give away cars.
Well, something to aspire to.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not there yet,
energy.
but, we'll get there.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone should have goals and dreams.
Absolutely. All right. Well, if people want more information about you and what you do, what can they do?
MichelleCummins.ca.
And be sure to tune in again next week when we will talk more real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.